water polo, the aquatic equivalent of rugby. One of the most physically demanding sports where the 7 members of each team not only have to play the game, but stay afloat. Originally an English sport, the game has more recently been dominated by the European powerhouses: Yugoslavia, Russia, Italy, Greece and Hungary. Once a minnow on the world water polo scene, a small nation from the other side of the globe has also come to the forefront of the sport. Their women are ranked inside the world's top 5, the men in the top 10, and alongside their performance in competition, Australia is also making an impact out of the pool. In 2003, a small club in Western Australia's capital city Perth hosted an international tournament showcasing some of the finest water polo teams from Italy, Greece and Croatia. The tournament was named after Australian water polo great Tom Hoad. The 8-time Olympian is a long-standing member of the tournament venue, the Melville Water Polo Club. Perched on the banks of the stunning Swan River, the location of the club rooms and competition pool is world famous in water polo circles. Its profile further boosted when the club hosted 2 world championships in the 1990s. A hub of water sport surrounded by yet more water and tranquil scenery. It is a quintessentially Australian setting because Australians are never too far away from the water. Their land is surrounded by it, and most of the country's 20 million people live in towns and cities near the coast. The largest of the 8 states and territories is found to the west, and 90% of Western Australia's population lives along 13,000 kilometres of pristine coastline. Add almost year-round sunshine to the equation, and it's easy to see why Western Australians enjoy the water in every way possible. One of the most popular aquatic destinations for tourists and locals alike is actually a few nautical miles offshore, Rottnest Island, west of the Perth metropolis. To the southwest, world-famous surf breaks. Along the northern coast is the Ningaloo Reef, where some of the country's most stunning coral formations teem with marine life. This spectacular reef is also a mid-year stopover destination for whale sharks. There is much more to Western Australia than the coast. The vast interior a treasure trove of rugged beauty and lunar landscapes such as the Bungle Bungle Ranges in the Kimberley region and the national parks within the Pilbara. Indeed, it is the state's many natural wonders that have drawn millions of tourists from all over the world to Western Australia. Many are also seduced by the easy way of life, the freedom and prosperity enjoyed by ordinary Western Australians. Over the years, touring international water polo players have settled here as their careers have wound down, including former Bulgarian international Peter Petrov and ex-Chinese national representative Yang Yong.
It's a very good place to breed. I feel that it's the best place in the world to bring the children up in Perth.
A postcard-perfect water polo venue in a beautiful corner of the world. An invitation too good to refuse for the teams in the 2003 Tom Hoad Cup, and after a very successful inaugural tournament, another 3 teams were heading to Perth in December 2004, looking to take home the title. 2004 promised a bigger and better Tom Hoad Cup as the tournament, still in its infancy, continued to grow and evolve. Another fantastic response from overseas clubs ensured the format remained similar to the previous year. The Fremantle Mariners were ready to be the friendly but firm host, their side full of talent with 5 current Australian squad members on board, alongside 2 former internationals who played for Hungary and Bulgaria, Balázs Vince and Peter Petrov. Croatia was again represented, this time by a much younger side full of Olympic potential.
Most of them born 87, 88. They're young kids. And sometimes we coaches have to have more patience. So this is a really good preparation for them because they are playing with a stronger team, with older teams. So for us, this is really good training we are having here.
Provincial side Guangdong competes in the Chinese domestic competition, but this wasn't a lightweight squad, with no less than 5 national representatives in Perth for the tournament, including goal-scoring machine Han Zedong and keeper Hong Zicheng. Despite being without a couple of their regular senior squad members, defending champions Florence fielded a strong combination that included Dusan Popovic, who played in the all-conquering world champion Yugoslav side of the 1990s. In defence, a familiar face, Australian national and former Fremantle goalkeeper Laurie Trettle, strengthening Florence's claim for a second Tom Hoad Cup trophy and a daunting first-up opponent for Guangdong. After a first quarter dominated by the whistle where the teams racked up a total of 7 ejections, Guangdong was stung into action in the second term after going to the break 2 goals down. Following a goal by Jie Jinming, Chen Yahua and Liang Wenchao combined to tie the scores with a missile launched from beyond the 7-metre line. Less than 2 minutes later, Florence's Australian goalkeeper Laurie Trettle found the counter-attacking Gianni Bruschini.
Bruschini's on the drive, he's got it, yes, Jin Wen's fouled him, he'll go for that. That'll be a free throw to Bruschini, they're on extra. He passes the ball back, if he gets it back quickly, he's no trouble here, look at him. He's got plenty of room to shoot. He puts it away, Florence back in front.
Guangdong again found themselves at the wrong end of an exclusion decision after Jie Jinming fouled Rafael Onofrietti, the powerful centre forward making no mistake with the conversion, sending Florence to the half-time break 7-5 up. It only took 30 seconds for Florence to press home the advantage in the third quarter.
Popovic sending to the centre. Ekalano receives the ball, puts it into Popovic, right arm scoop in the bottom corner, beautiful goal. You can see Popovic set himself here, he's about to turn, he's got the arm, he's turning the player, and then beautiful scoop into that corner.
Guangdong regrouped and set up captain Han Zedong for the shot, which was blocked by the high-flying Trettle.
Guangdong picks up the rubbish, grabs that, pushes it out the right to Wong. Back to Yahoo at point and a bounce into the corner.
Florence could have gone 3 up, but Guangdong's Hong Zicheng was having a brilliant match, producing one of the game's highlights. This block of Aldo Ekalano's penalty shot, just one of the many standout moments from the goalie. Florence also displayed some solid defence, Andrea Matasini forcing Chen Yahua to bounce this shot over the crossbar. With the end of the third quarter fast approaching and Guangdong closing to within a goal, this desperate backhand shot from Popovic floated across the line to start a late surge by Florence.
Bruschini at the top. Over to Onofrietti, left-hand goal. Florence 10-7 up. Trettle with the long pass up to Bruschini. He'll swim onto that. Here he comes. He's got plenty of room. He can manoeuvre. He's free. Goal!
Just seconds from the buzzer, Guangdong had the last word. Liao Chu Leung finding a driving Han Zedong with a pinpoint pass, who scored. This the third goal within 48 seconds. Half a minute into the final quarter, Dusan Popovic drew an exclusion at centre forward.
Junming, he's been excluded. Popovic with the ball, it's in. Hong Zicheng tried to guard him.
Facing the biggest deficit of the match, Guangdong struck back through Chen Yahua, who scored from the deep left-hand catch position. After Onofrietti scored Florence's final goal 5 minutes from time, Guangdong was back on the offensive with 3 unanswered goals.
They shouldn't hang off Jun like that, he'll nail them every time. Jiang looking for the pass. Chuliang slipping away, there he is on the post, he puts that away, beautiful pass. Jiang and Chuliang working together again. Jiang chalks up a goal this time and Florence's lead has been cut back to just 1 goal with a minute left to play.
In the desperate dying seconds of the match, a careless foul by Bruschini outside 7 metres gave Liang Wenchao a chance to level the scores, but Trettle was equal to the task, Florence winning by the narrowest of margins.
They are very fast and they move every time, all the time. And if you see the game, they don't play with a set forward, but they drive in every time.
The second game on the opening night of the Tom Hoad Cup saw local side, the Fremantle Mariners, matched up against a young Croatian team made up of members of both the under-18 and under-20 national squads. Christian Hoad opened Fremantle's account with a brilliant goal, bending his lob shot neatly into the right corner. A couple of minutes later, it was Tim Neesham's turn.
Vince up to Neesham, he's on his favoured right-hand side. He'll use that left arm to good effect. Bounce, goal. Mariners now 2 goals up.
Followed by this one, a classic sequence straight out of the playbook.
Down to Neesham across to Beadsworth. He turns and he puts in a classic shot. Makes it look so easy with those long arms.
The stunned Croatians did get one back 10 seconds before quarter time after the Mariners' German goalkeeper, Maurice Kuchka, was penalised for sinking the ball. Captain Ivan Sukno making no mistake with the conversion. This gave the Croatians some newfound resolve in the second quarter.
Pekovic looking to wind up, shoots Kuchka. Muslim goes for a Kuchka. Muslim again, goal!
With their lead cut to 1 goal, the Mariners kicked it up a notch, Tresize drawing an exclusion from Obradovic. The ball quickly flicked back and forth between Neesham and Tresize, who slotted home Fremantle's 5th. He backed that up with this effort.
Mariners looking to exploit the advantage on extra man. Ball wide, Hoad at the point, into the post, and Tresize puts it away.
Croatia then had the upper hand in the next extra man situation.
Corner throw, Obradovic straight across to Sukno. Goal!
Later, Balázs Vince sent the Mariners to the three-quarter time break with an 8-4 lead after putting the defence off balance with a clever balk and scoring. That was just a taste of what was to come. After Alen Brala and Ivan Bebic took advantage of a Fremantle defensive mix-up, the former Hungarian captain bagged 3 more in the final quarter.
This guy's having a blinder today, folks. Vince on the break down the right. Croatian slow in the defensive transition. And bang! That's Vince's 3rd goal in 2 minutes and his 4th for the match. Muslim fires, but the shot's smacked away by the fired-up Kuchka. Look at him come out to the ball.
At the other end, a frustrated Petar Muslim's hard work was going unrewarded.
Muslim fumbles the ball, puts it away. No, hits the upright. How unlucky.
Tim Cleland, though, found his range, the Mariner waiting until the Croatian defence had regrouped before launching one of his trademark missiles. Fremantle furiously defending a 13-5 lead.
Ball to Pekovic, shot. Oh, lightning quick reactions. What a block. Great anticipation by Neesham.
Neesham was again instrumental, this time in attack, drawing an exclusion off Domagoj Chule and then combining with Hoad to chalk up another goal just seconds before three-quarter time. Less than a minute into the final quarter, former Bulgarian and Australian international Peter Petrov continued Fremantle's dominance.
Petrov looking at the options. Going for it, yes, he's going to go for the lob over the keeper. Goal, that's experience, ladies and gentlemen. You can see why Fremantle coaxed them out of retirement.
Barada's day went from bad to worse, the Croatian goalie deflecting Jamie Beadsworth's 10-metre bomb into the net. Antonio Petkovic had been shut out for most of the match, but put in a morale-boosting effort for the Croatians 2 minutes from time.
Obradovic, back to Petkovic, he lines up, balks, shoots under the arm of Kuchka. He finds the spot that the goalie can't defend. Pekovic again, he draws the foul outside 7 metres, wastes no time and taking the free throw, scores! Pekovic expresses back in business, folks, and yes, he's got his hat-trick in style, a buzzer beater with just 0.3 of a second left in the game. Even Kuchka's applauding that one. Final score in Fremantle's favour, 17-9.
I'm a little disappointed because we have lost a lot. 6 or 7 goals.
I think they got a bit of a shock the way we play, because in Europe it's a lot more heavier game, where here we play a lot of attacking, trying to get the fast breaks, trying to play the rolling game.
Water polo, a game that demands both strength and poise from its participants. Today, players from the Guangdong squad have travelled 2 hours south of Perth to spend the morning with a creature that embodies both poise and strength in the water. For years, wild dolphins have been regular visitors here at the port city of Bunbury, these intelligent animals attracted to the calm waters of Koombana Bay. Each morning at around 8:30, dolphins swim into shore near the Dolphin Discovery Centre, much to the delight of the many tourists who flock to the shallows. For the players, this is a chance to see the friendly locals up close and perhaps draw some inspiration from another mammal that really knows how to move efficiently through the water. On shore, John Leindecker shows some of the team how to identify the different dolphins in the area by their distinctive fin markings. John's organisation, Decked Out Tours, has prepared a special trip for the squad. They'll be making their way out to deeper water to kayak with the dolphins. And for many, this is their first encounter with paddle power. Once out of the channel and on open water, John leads the squad along the shoreline, and it's not long before a pod of curious dolphins appears. With the dolphins keeping their distance, it's time for the visitors to brush up on their skills. Guangdong's assistant coach gets the paddle off underway in a game of water polo with a difference. Manoeuvring the kayaks is a bit of a challenge for athletes so used to changing direction in the water in an instant. Others resorted to what they knew best. Later in the morning, a handful of players jump at the opportunity to take their dolphin experience one step further, joining a tour group that hopes to swim with them. During the boat trip out, the signs are good. The dolphins are still in the area and the boys are already trying to find out which one is which. For most of them, this is the first time they've used a snorkel, and one by one, the group makes their way cautiously into the water. It was now a case of waiting for the dolphins to arrive. The players re-emerge from the water with another story to tell, their swim with the wild dolphins of Bunbury. But the show isn't over yet, the dolphins pulling alongside the boat to farewell the visitors. Another fantastic Western Australian experience, one that hopefully wouldn't distract the team from the task at hand, that evening's clash with the Croatian juniors. Guangdong was finding it difficult to net an opening goal against Croatia on day 2. Captain Han Zidong hitting a brick wall in a game that started very defensively.
God, it looks like a washing machine in there. I should have brought my dirty clothes.
The battle continued into the second quarter with Guangdong's Wang Yang receiving close attention from Croatia's Alan Brala. Guangdong's Zhao Jingweng dragged his team back to 1 goal down with this shot from deep, while the defence was left floundering.
Han Zidong down to Jin Wen, easiest of goals.
Having been shown up once, the Croatians then stole the ball from the unwitting Wang Yang through Nicola Samadol. Guangdong's persistence was rewarded when Huang Bao Chang found Zhong Zheng Chai to level the game at 3-3.
Bao Chang looks across. Zheng Chai, nice cross pass.
Croatia then regained the lead through Polo Obradovic.
Okay, the ball into Obradovic. Han Zidong, he's excluded. Jokovic, Obradovic, goal!
The close encounters continued as Zhong Zheng Chai and Domagoj Chule clashed heads in the third period. When Croatia's Obradovic scored his 3rd goal from the outside post with the extra man advantage for 6-3, Guangdong was on the ropes. This became 7-4 before Zhao Jingweng narrowed the margin to 2 after a pass from his captain.
Zidong, Jinwen deep, 3 up!
With just 7 minutes remaining, Han Zidong was in position to lift his team, scoring from the top off a cross pass. Even fancy footwork from Croatia could not stop the Chinese surge.
Guangdong on attack again, across to Han Zidong, bottom corner, repeat of the last, 7-all.
2.5 minutes later, Guangdong went to the lead.
Xie Junming has the ball and the seas are parting as he takes on Lebovic right over his shoulder, and Guangdong has an 8-7 lead.
It was time for Croatia to return the favour and get back into the game.
The ball skips around the top to Nicholas Samadov. Seeks the goal for 8-all.
As the game intensified, expat Croatian referee Damir Stajduha made it clear who was boss. Samadov racked up his second of the period off a pass from centre-forward Luka Lončar with just 52 seconds remaining.
Bebic, he draws the ordinary foul. Looks down to Lončar and centre forward. He's going to get the exclusion for this. It passes across to Samadov for the goal.
Crisp passing by the Croatians resulted in Obradovic's fourth goal with only 16 seconds left to play. Croatia wrapping up the match 10-8.
I'm very satisfied with the result and also the way we played. We played much better than yesterday, so this is the truly reason I'm very satisfied for tonight. Because yesterday we didn't play, we play awful.
The second game of day 2 had the previous evening's winners going head-to-head. Florence taking on Fremantle, and it was the Mariners who broke the ice, Jamie Beadsworth's long cross finding Peter Petrov, who was on target.
Beadsworth moves in, looking for the pass. Yes, to Petrov, bouncer.
It didn't take long for Florence to answer.
Matacini, Pagani with the equaliser.
Former Yugoslav international Dusan Popovic tried to put Florence in front, expertly turning the man to free up a shot, but Kučka was there, the Fremantle goalie later launching a successful counter-attack.
Kučka sends a long bomb down to Vinci. He swims in, he's got the time. Yes, 3-1 up.
The teams then went goal for goal.
Florence looking to crack some very solid defence from the Mariners. Onofrieti. The long pass to Pagani, who comes up with the goods. As Fremantle passes it around the top of the attacking zone. Nisham now, and he rips a savage bouncer past Bruschini to score. Totalici to take the penalty, and he has no problem making the conversion.
One goal down going into the second quarter, Florence was looking to square the ledger, but Mori Kučka had other ideas, while at the other end Petrov proved a deft touch can sometimes be more effective than raw power. An opportunity finally came for Florence when Rafael Onofrieti drew an exclusion on Jamie Beadsworth, Gianni Bruschini quickly scoring before the Mariners' defence had adjusted. From there, it was Fremantle's quarter.
Halloran looking, passing to Hode, Tresice, goal! Vinci stealing the ball. The former Hungarian captain, 350 internationals. Look at that power going down the pool. You wouldn't think he was 37 years of age. 2-on-1. Now it's 1-on-1. He's got all the time in the world. Goal! Peter Tresice pumps the ball upfield. They're on counter now. Here's another opportunity for the Mariners. We've clearly got Nisham out now. Receives the ball. Goes for goal. Lob. It's there. Goal. Nisham now picks out Hode. Across to Tresice. That's the 9th goal.
The third quarter was the leanest goal-scoring period, both teams' defence tightening up.
Nisham draws the foul outside 7. Shoots. Deflected by Treadle. Bruschini takes the penalty. Oh, he hits a crossbar!
With Florence restricted to just 2 goals in the second half, Fremantle put the match beyond doubt in the final quarter.
The ball passing around the top. They're going to find Vinci at the top. Bounced bottom corner. Hode's a long way out, but no matter, 10 metres. He moves to 8. He picks out the top corner. That gives the game to Fremantle 13, Florence 6.
They came out fired up, and we took all their punches and all their kicks and scratches, and in the end, we rose out on top, and they were a bit peeved about it all, and they started getting a few kick-outs more and losing the plot. They weren't actually keeping it together as a side, and that's when you know you've got a side.
The humble kite has provided much fascination over the years, and they've been around for a while. There's evidence to suggest that kites have been flown in China since at least 200 BC. These days, kites come in all shapes and sizes. The skies are often filled with an interesting assortment of designs. And it hasn't taken long for them to be reworked into one of the latest extreme sports taking off all over the world: kite surfing.
French guy, crazy French guy called Bruno Lagaino invented it in the 90s, and he put all the hard work into coming up with all the concepts to what we see today as a modern kite.
After a mandatory group photo, the team from Guangdong are keen to learn how to fly quite a different kind of kite on one of Western Australia's favourite beaches. With the help of professional kite surfers and a translator, they are going to use their athletic prowess away from the familiar surroundings of their swimming pool.
For learning, depending on your skills, whether you've wakeboarded sort of things before, can take 4 to 6 hours to learn probably the basics that you need to start kiting, depending on the conditions. Because it's a wind-dependent sport, you've got to wait. You need to lead just about 11-12 knots to get going, and then probably maxing out probably about 30 knots, totally depending on how much you weigh and the wind that's actually blowing.
Very exciting. So exciting. It's my first. No, it's his first time.
We're really lucky here. We've got world-class conditions. Our sea breeze is one of the best breezes on the planet. For kite surfing, people come from Europe, they'll spend 10 grand to spend summer out here, fly halfway around the world to come and enjoy what we take for granted. Everyone's pretty aware of where they are, and as you spend more time doing the sport, you get more comfortable with the dynamics of it all. So it's very rare for two people to collide. Happens now and then, but yeah, you get a feel for what's going on out there. You get comfortable in your environment.
While the players come to grips with the basics under the watchful eye of the instructors, the experts out on the sparkling blue water make it all look so easy. An afternoon battling Perth's famous sea breeze, the Fremantle Doctor, has worked up an appetite, so the team heads to the home of Vincent and Gareffa, picking up some fresh fish along the way. They've heard Vince is an institution in these parts for supplying the finest cuts and gourmet meats over his counter at Mondo Butchers.
Hey, come on in, boys. Come on in. Fantastic catch. We're lovely to see you here. Welcome.
But the boys also have a hankering for some seafood tonight. The Gareffa's garden is spacious and full of photo opportunities. In a corner sits one of the biggest barbecues they've ever seen, and Vince explains its unique northwest origins.
This here is the inside rim of a 220-ton dump truck from the mining camps in north of Western Australia, and we've turned it into a magnificent barbecue so we can cook for you today.
A captive audience looks on as Vince prepares and cooks their fish to perfection.
Everybody hungry? Excellent.
A moment under cover, the final touch.
Steams up really nice, gets the fish really cooked down to the bone. Beautiful.
And to the table to join a collection of tasty dishes, each showcasing fresh WA produce. Before the meal starts in earnest, Vince brings out a surprise, a reminder of home perhaps, cuttlefish prepared by a local Chinese chef. The food continues arriving and the boys are impressed.
Here you are, gentlemen. West Australian Harvey beef at its best.
Finishing off this heavenly feast, bread handmade by the monks of New Norcia. At the table, the verdict is unanimous.
With
the kitesurfing session under their belts, the players will sleep well tonight on a full stomach. It's a good thing because tomorrow they'll need all their energy in the pool to take on the home side, the Fremantle Mariners. Guangdong returned to the pool where the team was again about to try something new. Same game, same round ball, but this was water polo with a difference. The Tom Hoad Cup organisers were keen to trial a radical new format. 6 players aside, the theory being one less player would make for a faster game. They weren't disappointed, the teams exchanging the lead throughout the first quarter, but the Mariners got away to a mini-break early in the second quarter. We pick up the action with Fremantle ahead 8 goals to 5, but Guangdong working hard to peg back the deficit.
Zengun dishes off to Yahoo with the left-hand shot. Zicheng launches the counter-attack. He sends the ball straight down to the centre. Yahoo Here he comes, lines up for the goal, past Beadsworth and Kuchka.
Fremantle did get one back before half-time. Jamie Beadsworth, Balazs Vince and Tim Neesham combining to free up Beadsworth in front of goal.
Beadsworth at the point, across to Vince. He looks, Neesham. Back to Beadsworth at the top, goal!
Guangdong dominated the opening moments of the second half.
Shot comes off the post, Yahoo at centre, snaps the ball in. Yahoo will take his place. Yahoo this time, looks from the right, straight across to Zedong, 9-all.
Fremantle then worked hard to regain the advantage.
Tresice got Chilang out for 20 seconds. Neesham, Vince, comes around to O'Halloran, left-handed goal! Vince into Tresice, he turns, just spins the ball off to Beadsworth. Beadsworth back into Tresice, backhands it into goal.
From there, the two sides traded goals.
Shot coming in, Kuchka slaps it away. Yahoo retrieves and scores. Neesham, Beadsworth, Tresice, nice easy turn for the goal. Vince to Neesham, Beadsworth, Petrov. Looking for an opening into centre forward. Good work there by Tresice, getting his opponent ejected for 20 seconds. Now there's a chance on extra. Petrov to Beadsworth. Beadsworth looking to Petrov. Bouncer! Here we got San on attack. Guangdong across to Jin Wen. Jin Wen under pressure to Wen Chao. Centre forward. Backhander, even though Tresice was there.
Fremantle then edged in front with 2 goals within 30 seconds.
Beadsworth. Looking at Neesham turning on the near post with the left hand. Kuchka flings the ball up to Tresice. That's Zicheng. He's 13 metres out. He's fouled. And now he's fouled in dead time. He's out for 20 seconds. This will be a nice, easy shot for Tresice, playing it from the 7 metres.
Guangdong did get within 2 goals 2.5 minutes from time, the team taking advantage of an extra man situation, Wang Yang needing 2 attempts to put one past Kuchka. Fremantle put the match beyond doubt.